Yeah, I thought our guys, in the Atlantic 10, like any conference, you win games by playing defense and by rebounding. And I thought that's what we did today. We did a tremendous job. And keeping Taylor in front of us, I thought that was a huge key for us. And keeping the ball, out of the paint, and making sure that when the ball was shot, that we did a decent job rebounding the ball. And Matthew Wright was terrific, gave us a big lift in the first half, played really well in the first half against Xavier. He was a freshman, but he's learning how to play. He's gaining more confidence in his game, and he was a big part of this. But I thought our bench came off, and the numbers weren't great, but I thought they defended and they rebounded, and they brought something to the game, which we needed. A great victory for us. I think we had Rhode Island. We played great for 38 minutes, and then faded in the last 2 minutes. Xavier, we played great for the first half and faded in the second half. And the biggest theme today was to finish, and I thought our guys did a great job in finishing.
Mark, it seemed like with all the fouls and stuff, you couldn't maybe defend them. But you talked about how well your defense is doing. So what were you able to do defensively, especially when the fouls started coming up against you guys?
Yeah, we play what we call a pack line defense. Trying to not denying, trying to get into the gaps, and trying to limit penetration. And they're a team. George Washington's a team that really likes to attack the basket. So we try to get into the gaps and almost play it very similar to a zone. And try to keep them out of the paint. And I thought, early on they got some, dribble penetration. We got out of position, and that's some of the fouling. And I think the referees changed a little bit too as the game went along and let us play a little bit more. At the beginning, it was called pretty close.
Were you worried when they cut the lead to 9 with about 7 minutes to go?
I was worried in the last 7 seconds of the game. Yeah, you're always concerned. We got a very inexperienced team, and especially on the road, you never know when the momentum's going to change. So when they cut the lead, there's always a concern. But I thought our guys, handled the adversity and found a way.
Coach, with the foul trouble today for some of the guys, just talk about not just Matthew himself, but the bench as a whole.
Yeah.
How you thought they did.
Yeah, I thought they played tremendous in a hostile environment. I'm not sure if this was the best crowd, but they've had. But I've watched some of the attendance, and they were low, and today they were over 3,000. And so in an environment like this, for young guys to come in and be able to give us a lift, is good for us as a team and good for them individually. Like I said, Matthew Wright was, we wouldn't have won the game without Matthew Wright. And Brett went in there and banged, and Marquise went in there and banged, and Sam went in there and did what he needed to do, and Jake had a big block. So we had everybody. It took 10 men to win this game, and I'm proud of them.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to follow up on the rebounding that you said earlier.
Uh-huh.
Early on in the game, you guys were getting one shot, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it seemed to flip where they were only getting one shot, and you were getting multiple chances at the basket. What changed?
I don't know. Some of it, you just keep on going and going and going, and sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes I know one thing: if you don't go, you're not going to get it. If you go, you have a chance. And I think, we got, some bounces of the ball that went our way. But if you're aggressive and you go, you have a chance. We try to stress that to our guys all the time. If you don't go, you get no chance. And they're a great, they were plus 10, number 1 in the Atlantic 10 coming into the game. So it was a huge, it was important to us to be able to just compete with them, and to beat them by, 11, it really says a lot about our guys.
Coach Matthew had really shown a lot of flashes, I think, to this point. And then today he hits his first 3 shots and just really seems just his confidence was just overflowing at that point. I mean, is this something that you kind of maybe thought that he was always maybe capable of doing, or maybe?
I wish I knew. I knew. If I knew, a lot of coaches would be asking me. You just know. You don't. It's just. I think as a freshman, you go through growing pains, and this comes a time when it clicks, and it clicks when you have some success. And I say it all the time about Jack Nicklaus always said that you learn how to win by winning, and you learn how to play good by playing good. And it's all confidence. And, Matthew Wright played well in the first half against Xavier, and it just carried over into this game. Yes?
Hey, Coach. Not that you would be may be aware of it, but certainly the longtime followers of your team would remind you that St. Bonaventure had not won here since 1989. Even Jim Barron didn't win here.
Yeah, I think I was 16 at that time.
Yeah. A little bit of relief.
You know something? We don't look at, no, it's, our guys don't know. You know, it's like we went to Temple and someone told me after the game we hadn't won in 30 years. You know, but our guys weren't born. You know, our guys don't know. It's more of the alumni thing, and, you know, we don't really take any.
None of your kids would have been born in '89 too, would it?
No.
Not on this team?
No,
None of them would have been.
No. So, no, that's just, no. You know, for the alumni, it's really important, you know, but for us, you don't even look at it that way. And you're never going to tell the team, hey, we haven't won since 1989. They'll be like, you know, why are we going down there, Coach? Yeah, you know.
Any further questions for Coach Schmidt?
Coach, can you just talk about the crowd that ends on?
It was that's Bonaventure. You know, it's just they bleed brown and white. And one of the things that I said when I first got the job, you know, one of the things that really, you know, brought me to Bonaventure was the love of basketball and the love that the alumni have for the university. And basketball is such a huge part of it. And for us to get a crowd like that, they were tremendous. And it just, you know, it's amazing. Bonaventure basketball and Bonaventure alumni are just, it's unique. You know, and I say it all the time, I'm a graduate of Boston College, and, you know, our alumni is not like that, you know, and it's just, it's a special place. And you know, people outside of Western New York don't really understand what Bonaventure is about, but it's, the alumni, you know, take Bonaventure, and they love the school. Not that I don't like, you know, love Boston College, but it's a little bit different. It's, you know, it's, I say it's almost like it's a cult in a positive way, you know, is in a good way. You know, it's just brown and white.
Would that be one of your stronger away crowds that you've had this season?
Yeah, you know, yeah, but we'll go to Fordham and we'll have a zillion people there. We went down and played Arkansas Little Rock, and we had like 100 people. They just, I don't know where they come from.
Do you think your guys feed off of that one?
Yeah, you always, yeah, you hear the cheers, and you hear the boos too, you know. But yeah, it's, you know, and we tell the guys all the time, we go to Philadelphia and we'll have a lot of people. It's just, it's a cult. It really is. I don't know how else to define it. People they love the school, they love the program, and there's tremendous tradition here, you know, and we're trying to get it back.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.